I don't see that James has joined the meeting yet. Darn it.
We are live.
All right, good morning, everybody. This is the Coastal Permit Administrator meeting for July 28th, 2022. And the Mendocino County Coastal Permit Administrator meetings will be conducted virtually and not available for in-person public participation. Provisions of Government Code Section 54953 and for viewing on the Mendocino County YouTube page. Okay, so I'm calling the meeting to order at 10 a.m. May I please get a determination of noticing?
All items on the agenda were properly noticed.
Thank you. That moves us to the regular calendar. And that takes us to the first item, which is CDP 2019-0017. Owner is James, is it Togus? And the request is a coastal development permit after the fact request to install a 24 feet by 32 feet shed in an 8 feet by 20 feet shipping container on a vacant lot. The project has been determined to be categorically exempt. It is located in the coastal zone, 7± miles north of the town of Guala, 1 mile east of the intersection of Roseman Creek Road with State Route 1, located at 41,779 Roseman Creek Road in Guala, assessor's parcel number 143-010-29-05. May I please get a staff report?
Certainly, excuse me, Planner Juliana Cherry with Mendocino County Planning and Building Services. If the Coastal Permit Administrator would like, I can defer providing a presentation, as I would like to begin with asking that the matter be continued to the December CPA meeting. The applicant and I spoke yesterday. I had some questions about a follow-up geotechnical letter that has been posted to the meeting website as of yesterday. Because the applicant felt that no grading or retaining wall was being recommended by his consultant. And I had, with a follow-up letter, especially questioned that understanding. So the three of us spoke, the geotechnical engineer, the applicant, and myself. And in fact, grading and a low stature retaining wall is recommended behind the shed where the slope goes between, has been cut to be between 3 and 12 feet in height. So the geotechnical recommendation was that the slope be, since it's vertical, that there be some grading to ease that slope and a retaining wall. And staff would like to wait for that grading plan to be filed before we make a recommendation to approve this project. So with that brief summary, again, staff is asking that the matter be continued to the December 14th meeting.
Okay, thank you. So I'll ask December 14th would work. Okay.
As far as I know at this point in time.
Okay.
I think that's
So
farther out than my radar is currently.
all right, so we'll just, track this one, and Juliana can track this one as well with you. So as long as the applicant is consensual on this, then I don't have a problem allowing for a continuance so that the item can have a grading plan submitted. It provides for adequate time for submittal and adequate time for review, and then it can come back to the CPA. So I'm continuing the item 3A to December 14th, 2022. Okay. So that brings us to item 3B, which is CDP 2021-0013. Owner is Akhtar Capital Limited Partner, and Hershmeet Sin and Nikita Malrota. This is a request for a standard coastal development permit to construct a single-family residence with an attached garage. It has been determined that this project is categorically exempt from CEQA. Project is located in the coastal zone 8.5 miles north of the city of Fort Bragg within Ocean Meadows subdivision on the west side of Ocean Meadows Circle, 890 plus minus feet west of its intersection with Highway 1, located at 32,874 Ocean Meadows Circle, Fort Bragg. Assessor's parcel number is 015-350-22. And please get a staff report.
Sure, thank you. This is Sam Vandy Vandewater, Senior Planner. As you mentioned, this is a standard coastal development permit to construct a single family residence that's roughly 2 stories. But just for a quick clarification, the first story is actually, other than the garage, is mostly just the support system to hold up the second story. So anyone walking along Ocean Meadow would be able to see under the structure and out to the ocean, which helps with the visual resources chapter of the coastal element. As noted, this is within the Ocean Meadows subdivision, roughly 9 miles north of Fort Bragg. The project was referred to a number of agencies, none of which had any significant comments. All comments that were received were incorporated as conditions of approval. The project was found to be consistent with the local coastal program, including land use, zoning, visual resources, hazard management, habitats and resources, archaeological, grading, groundwater, transportation, and public access. Just a note on the visual resources as well is that this project will be visible from the beach below the bluff. However, the entire neighborhood is also visible from the beach below the bluff, and therefore the project would be found to be consistent with the existing neighborhood. And with that, and staff recommends approval with the conditions.
Thank you very much. Do we have the applicant online? And do they wish to speak on this matter and add anything?
Yeah, this is Harshmeet. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can. Go ahead.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for the support on this. The planning department has been very helpful. We have worked with a couple of planners starting beginning of last year. This has been a learning curve for us because I mean we're city dwellers, so this is our first time trying to build. But everyone has been very helpful, and we've been able to provide all the documentation we have been asked, and yeah, and we're hoping for a recommendation to approve today. That's it.
All right, thank you.
Questions, will be happy to answer those.
Okay, great. Now I'll go ahead and open the public hearing. Is there anybody that wishes to speak on this matter? This is the time to do so.
Please use the raise hand feature if you would like to comment on this item. I'm seeing no one.
Seeing no one. All right, seeing nobody that wishes to speak on this matter, I'm going to return it back to the Coastal Permit Administrator. After carefully reviewing all the documents, including the staff report and attached drawings and including the recommendation from staff, I'm going to go ahead and approve CDP 2021-0013 based on the findings and conditions contained in the staff report. Okay, the next item is item 3C, CDP 2022-0007. The owner is State of California. Applicant is Brian Dewey, Assistant Deputy Director. Agent is Joel Bonilla. Environmental Coordinator. The request is a standard coastal development permit to provide accessibility improvements to existing day-use campground facilities at Manchester State Park. Improvements include ADA upgrades and 3 campsites, accessible paths of travel and seating areas at campground and day-use areas, and ADA upgrades to day-use and trailhead parking. It has been determined, environmental determination is that the lead agency, California State Parks, has prepared a categorical exemption for the above project and has been apparently submitted to the state clearinghouse. And the the county, as the responsible agency, has reviewed the project to determine the adequacy of the environmental document. So the project is located within the coastal zone, 1 ± miles northwest of Manchester Town Center on the north side of Kenny Road, 0.5 ± miles west of its intersection with State Route 1, located 44,500 Kenny Road in Manchester. Assessor's parcel number 133-010-03. And please get a staff report.
Thank you. Sam Vandy Vandewater, Senior Planner. As noted, this is a standard coastal development permit to provide accessibility improvements. The improvements will be across several areas of the state park, including the campground, the campfire center, and the day use area. The project, as noted, was found to be categorically exempt using a state parks exemption, and staff reviewed the exemption relative to our local coastal program and found it to be consistent. The project was referred to a number of agencies, none of which provided any significant comments. And the project was reviewed and found to be consistent with the local coastal program. And with that, staff recommends approval of the project with the recommended conditions.
All right, thank you. Is the applicant online?
The applicant is not in attendance.
All right. So with that, are there any members of the public that wish to speak on this matter? I'm opening up the public hearing.
I do not see any requests. If you are here to comment on this item, please use the raise hand feature.
I did receive one email about public comment, but the email mentioned that it would be coming up under matters from the public as opposed to any specific project.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and return this back to the Coastal Permit Administrator. And based on staff's review of the environmental document and the information provided in the staff report, I will go ahead and move to approve CDP 2022-0007 based on the findings contained in the staff report and the conditions of approval.
Thank you, CPA Gonzalez, and I will see you all in October.
Thank you very much. It's good to see you again.
Have a good trip, Vandy.
You as well. Thank you.
Bye, Randy.
Bye.
Okay, so moving on to item number 4, any matters from staff? Don't see any. Matters from the public. The Coastal Permit Administrator welcomes participation in meetings. This item is limited to matters under the jurisdiction of the Coastal Permit Administrator which are not on the posted agenda and the items which have not already been considered by the Coastal Permit Administrator, as no action will be taken. Matters from the public.
I am seeing no one in
All right.
attendance.
All right, well then I'll return it back to the CPA and go to item number 6, and I will adjourn the meeting at 10:14 a.m. All right, thank you.